Hey, what's going on? It's your tech homeboy. It's been a while, but you gotta catch up on some things. We gotta catch up on some things that have a lot of great episodes already lined up for you. So go ahead, hit the like and subscribe. You know how I like to do. And you see the thumbnail. 5 things I learned as a first-year dad. Yes, I've been a father for 1 year. Someone asked me recently, how do I like marriage? How do you like having a kid? And I gave them the same response to both questions. Eventful. Both things are extremely eventful. So if you are a new dad, come hang out with me for a minute. If you're a potential dad, you're upcoming dad, or you're thinking about becoming a dad, check out this video. These are 5 things I learned as a first-year new dad. Number 1, patience. Specifically, be patient with your wifey and your child. Patience is huge. All right, you're gonna learn so many new things about yourself, about your partner, about children. Because I'm not new to kids. I've dealt with kids, mainly my nieces, from childbirth up until toddler, preteens, until one is even a teenager now. So I've dealt with very young kids where I had to change diapers and stuff, but never had to sleep with them in the bed. Never had to consistently brush their teeth, wake up at 4 a.m. Never been that intimate, and it's definitely a journey for you as a father. It's definitely a even longer and bigger journey for your partner, and it's definitely a journey for the kid too. So specifically, being patient with my wife and being patient with my kid has really helped me to be patient with it's actually, reverse my patience with other people, because I'm like so focused on them, which is going to lead me to number 2 later. But it's like I'm so focused on them that my patience level and my tolerance level for others has reduced. I don't know if that is the case for everybody, but that's the case for me. But my patience with them has grown so much, whether it's feeding my kid and he doesn't maybe want to eat, maybe he's like in an upset mood, or maybe it's like communicating with my wife, accepting certain things because now we have a kid, putting other things ahead of what I'm used to because we have a kid, not getting everything you want or putting everything as third and fourth, because now you have to have more patience, which takes more time, which reveals a new side of you overall. So I hope that makes sense, but definitely patience. You want to just continue to serve your partner. They have to deal with a lot because they will be most intimate with your child, because your child is not even going to recognize you really. They're going to be so caught up with mom, they still think they are in mom, that you are kind of going to be the 4th option. So it's just, that's also being patient with that and understanding that. Which leads me into my second point. Prioritize your wife and your kid, right? So I said that I'm so focused on them that they are my priority, right? So when I go out through my day, even when I'm like doing a quick gig and I want to make some money, I'm thinking about, okay, how am I gonna spend or save this money to improve their life, right? Of course, the joke is, once you're married, you're never eating for one. So I'm always having to think about, okay, making sure my wife and my son are fed, making sure they ate. So checking in with them if we're in different locations, or even if we're in the same location, making sure they eat first. We're not having any of the who eats the big chicken or who eats the big plate conversations. That doesn't go on in our household. It's usually my son who eats first, about 30 minutes before us actually. So being a father, being a first-year dad, you always have to think about them and prioritize them. Am I perfect? No. You should not even put the expectation on yourself. Sometimes you will forget about them. Sometimes you will slip. Just make sure your communication is tight, and make sure your partner charges it to your heart and not to your head, and make sure that you actually show an effort towards improvement and put that on yourself, because it is a big deal. You want to be able to give all of yourself to your partner and to your son because they deserve it. All right. So prioritizing them. All right. Number 3, being married is cheaper. Now I know that's more of a marriage thing and not a father thing, but you can be a father without being married. That's easy, right? Obvious. But being married is a cheaper and easier option if you decide to be a father. Absolutely. Just my personal experience, right? Being in a union with someone who pours their everything out for your child is unmatched. Usually when partners are split or your child is in 2 different households, it's usually one person that's giving up that 100% and the other person is giving less than 100%. But when you have 2 people who are all in, giving 100% to that kid, it's unmatched. It reduces your burden so much too as a parent. And I really put my hats off to single parents because it is a serious job. I don't have the patience for it yet. I do not see how people do it day in, day out. Even when you think about the number of hours of sleep you lose and being expected to function the same way throughout the day, it is a huge burden, huge job. So I shout out any single parent. It is a tough job. I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. In addition to having 100% both sides of your parents pouring into the kid, relieving the burden from each other. I'm also fortunate to be in families where I have grandmothers and a grandparent. Let me rephrase that. I have grandparents on both sides who can take care of the kid and relieve the burden from us too. So not only does he receive a lot of immediate support, but we receive a lot of extended support from both sides of the family. So shout out to the grandmas and the grandpas on both sides. We love y'all to the bottom of our heart. All right. Number 4. Babies are pricier than I thought. They are expensive. Now, everyone talks about daycare. Daycare is one thing. We're going to get into that later. And I'm sure some of you are kind of interested in what I pay in daycare. We'll talk about it later. But, I just had a bill come through for a doctor visit. It was $153. I think the insurance took off like 40%. And I ended up paying $153 for a doc visit, just ear infection. Right? He was scratching his ear. It wasn't anything like major, which apparently I had like major ear infection issues growing up. So he had an ear infection we discovered. And so we took him 1 week, then we took him the week after that as well. So each doc visit looks like $153, right? So just from small stuff like that, you have 150 count diapers. Depending on the brand, you're looking at $50 to $60 all in. We're freaking, when he was born, we're changing him every 2 hours. So you're talking about 10 to 12 diapers a day. Now he's probably going through 8 to 10 a day. So you do the math on that, and you're looking at refilling this thing twice a month. Depending on what age they're at. So you're talking about $100 to $120 at least for diapers per month, depending on what's going on with the child. Every child is different. If you're not breastfeeding, and even if you are breastfeeding, you want to use formula as a supplement, or if they just drink formula, you're talking like, you can buy a single bottle that's so expensive, or you can go to Sam's, you can buy the bigger bottles, or Lowe's, of course. Not Lowe's, I'm sorry, Sam's or on Costco's. $56 for like 24 ounces. I'm sorry, like 20 count 8 ounces. Maybe they like the milk. Maybe they don't. If they don't like it, if they're allergic to it, that might be a waste of money. And that's just like basic stuff, right? You talking about clothes that they're gonna grow out of so quickly. Different activities. Daycare, of course, everyone's going crazy about daycare. We pay almost $1,400 a month right now in daycare. He's 1 year old. I understand it gets cheaper as he gets older, and which this is gonna lead me to my next point. if you cannot watch him, or if you don't have the family structure or support to watch your kid, you have to put them in daycare so much earlier. And we're talking about almost double, because I understand it's a lot more expensive the younger they are. So if we didn't have a family who can watch him, grandparents, a career who couldn't watch him at 6, 7 months, oh my goodness. I'm gonna look this up and I'm gonna put this on the screen. But let's take a look. Let's take a look. Daycare by age, Texas. All right, all right. Da 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 da. Oh man, come on. Give me some information here. Okay, so but obviously, yes, the younger they are, the more expensive it is. So that leads me to the 5th point. All right, we've been through 4 of them. Be patient with wife and child. Prioritize the wife and the son. Being married is cheaper. Babies are pricier than I thought. And lastly, number 5, having a career that allows time off for both parties. My wife took time off. She's in tech. She's in government tech. I also took time off. I work in the healthcare industry. Tech, obviously. You're tech homeboy, duh, right? I took time off. It was excellent. I think I took like 12 weeks off or something like that. I don't remember. I probably should look up before doing this video. My wife took a long time off as well. It was awesome. Not only that, we have, like I said, grandparents on both sides who were able to watch day in, day out, even weekends sometimes if we request. It is a truly fortunate situation. And, you know, our personal situation, we're both in tech. We both have those careers that allow that PTO, family leave, and, you know, flexibility as well, and autonomy in our role where we're not being micromanaged. If we need to take a day off, if we need to care for the kid, if maybe the kid can't go to daycare for something, we can work from home, right? We don't have to go into the office. We don't have to lock up our phones. We can be attentive and still care for our kid. It's the most valuable thing ever. And this is why I push against people who say, oh, I only need to make, you know, $50,000 or $60,000. That's not enough money, especially as a single person with more than one child. That is not enough money. You have to think about how much you want to make if you want to make a family, if you want to live a certain lifestyle, if you want to support a kid. You have to make a certain amount of money. And not only money, you have to have that work-life balance that allows you to enjoy your money and to spend time with your kids, right? And that's honestly why I am still in tech. I love tech. I tell people not only because of the pay, but because of the autonomy and the lack of micromanagement. It is a huge reason why I'm in this industry. I love to be given goals and then the resources to reach those goals, and just everybody get out the way from there. That's how I like to operate. And if you want to have that work-life balance, if you want to have that 6-figure income, you can get into tech. That's one of the reasons why I made this channel. You're tech homeboy. I'm trying to push you to get into tech, to make that good money, to spend time with the kids, to have that overall better quality of life. All right. So you will see some links in the description, every single video, showing you programs like Monster Tech that's offering things from project management, of course, you know, Scrum Master. That's what I'm in the Scrum Agile community, and very soon, even data science will be offered through Monster Tech, and that's what most of my content will be about: tech and increased quality of life. If you are a new father, I'd love to see your comments. Tell me what you think. If you're a mother, tell me what you think as well about some of the things I learned as a first-year dad. If you have your own list, I would love to see them. I'm not going to kick this horse anymore, but make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, check out a lot of the content I have coming out. Peace out, baby. Happy birthday, boy.